What's up?
Yo, hey. How's it going?
Pretty good. How about you?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's actually having a pretty good day. So, sorry to hear things have been a little rough lately, but
Yeah. It's all good. Time will pass.
mhm. Okay, so what are we going to be going over today? Let's stick to the melee.
It's me versus Kalindi in like a best of five.
Okay.
I kind of picked FD twice. I'm like super lost in this matchup right now, like more than ever.
Okay.
Yeah. I just feel like I literally just like don't even know how to like hit him or bait him because of lasers, so I just throw out options that I know are good, but in like
Mhm.
not in like, a I'm trying to outplay my opponent kind of way, just more of like I hope this works kind of way because I don't know
Mhm.
what I'm doing.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I think that's really common for like foxes in the matchup. It's just because it works so often to just be like, I don't know, nair now or something, and then it kind of just like works pretty often, and then I don't know. I think about like I felt like I was really good at this matchup back when I played Fox, and after switching to Falco, I just kind of realized that I hadn't really understood it the whole time. So I think
Yeah.
Falco's just like complicated, and he's really different from Fox, and like you have all these other Fox matchups you're trying to juggle, and suddenly there's this like random, really complicated character in like the middle of that. So I
Yeah.
definitely understand and very reasonable to have trouble with the character.
It is. That's why, like, it's funny because I noticed Falco mains with like a Fox secondary can just out neutral the fuck out of other Falcos because they actually know the character better than what they
Yeah.
actually struggle with typically.
Mm-hmm. No, that's definitely true.
Yeah, like I don't know what I'm doing with this Falco versus Fox. So the opposite is a lot better
Yeah, because
usually.
like I remember getting like laser into like mix up approach. Like Mango would hit me with like laser, and then I dash back, and he does like laser shine or something on the dash back,
Yeah,
and it wouldn't feel like, oh, he read my dash back with approaching laser. It was just kind of like something happened there, and now I got laser shine. I don't really know,
that's
like.
exactly how I feel about everything
Yeah, that
in
would
this
just no,
matchup.
seriously, that's just how it is. So
Yeah,
I totally feel that.
yeah.
Um, Okay, do you want to start on this first? I just clicked the one at the top. This is like an FD game. Are you okay starting here? Or do you want to start on one of the other ones?
It really doesn't matter to me. I'm sure the same points will be made, right? So it
Okay.
doesn't really matter.
Yeah, FD is a little bit of a weird one. It doesn't really play out the same way as the platform stages. Um, I think there's like kind of three distinct matchups within Fox Falco. There's like the FD matchup, then there's sort of like the tiny stage matchup, like the Fountain and Yoshi's, and then there's like the other like Battlefield, Stadium, Dreamland, and that's kind of like the three different matchups within it. And like I think that each of those sets of like stages takes a different skill set and like takes different like move choices and all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
So, all right, let's just start this game and see what's going on. We'll watch a little bit first. Okay.
I dropped some punishes. Yeah, unfortunate. See, like those are the upsets I'm talking about, where I just like I'm like, okay, I guess I'll go for this to keep him off of me, which is
Yeah,
good.
so it's I guess hmm. So the one thing I think is sort of maybe so like basically the raw grab on this stage is really good eventually. Like I think it's something that is a really good option on FD because of like the crazy good risk reward. But I think it's like you need to learn to play the matchup on FD without it and then kind of add it in, or otherwise you end up just sort of like, grab,
Yeah,
and like a couple of these grabs are very much like the gimme it grab where you kind of drop this and you're like, I don't know, give me another grab, like,
yeah,
like this. And
exactly.
like,
Yeah,
you just need to kind of weed those out. And then like, once they're fully gone and you're not doing them, then you can be like, I see, here I normally would go for like, a quick short hop drill grab, but I know that I'm not going to get the drill grab and I can get the grab instead and then going for it. But
yeah,
like overwhelmingly, I think on this stage it's like it's all about the knockdown. Like shines are crazy, crazy broken on this stage because it's so big. The drill grab is really important, and then other than that, it's kind of just like, well, any other way you can get a grab that's like not that high commitment. But I play this matchup very simple on the Fox end on this stage with like just basically either drill into a grab or like a knockdown into a grab. I think starting it with a grab is, like I said, good, but can lead to bad habits.
Yeah, for sure. That makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so this was not horrible. It was a little slow. Like I like to do this too, like this power shield wave dash in. It was just like you can't like confirm this much off of it, or else it's just way too slow.
Yeah.
Like that. You have to just kind of be like, here comes the laser. I'm gonna do power shield wave dash in up tilt, and then like it all has to just be preemptive. Otherwise, it's not a threat at all.
Okay, that makes a lot.
Which is why he gets the shield there.
Yeah.
And then this up tilting in general is sort of just like bad, like in neutral against like spacies, just because they can make it look like they're gonna approach really hard without approaching, and then they're also kind of looking for the up tilt since it's so common. I really think that the take laser up tilt can like occasionally be useful, but just sort of up tilting in neutral in general is not super useful.
Yeah.
Mostly because of situations like this where this kind of happens. It almost feels like you, even just so far into the match, like even just like this far into the match, it almost feels like you like don't feel comfortable doing the same thing over and over. Like you played out the neutral pretty well the very first interaction, and then like it almost feels like you like want to like keep flowing or changing things rather than just like continuously playing it out there, because it's like if you just continue to dash dance here, like so like right here you do this little dash dance in front of Falco after this up tilt. This is really good. And then he whiffs the down air. So every time Falco whiffs a down air, it's okay. So I usually don't like to try to tell people to punish down airs like directly. I think it's kind of a losing battle to try to just be that perfect when there's so many drift mix-ups and fastball mix-ups and all kinds of stuff, and then you get hit and all these bad things happen. So kind of like how the Falco feels when they get like a laser advantage on you, that's sort of how you should feel when a Falco whiffs a down air. So
Okay.
you should feel like, oh, they kind of got like stopped in place, or like I just have like this little tiny frame advantage that lets you like threaten things with the dash dance or full hop and stuff like that. You can like threaten stuff because you have a frame advantage, so you kind of have like free threat frames, whereas like if like right here, so like you do this, and then so right here you have a free threat because he's caught in shield, and so you're doing this, and then he doesn't like do something that's immediately punishable. He just does this down air here. You can kind of see this down air whiffing as like another chance to like, oh, I get to like really make it look like I'm gonna try to approach him and then not do it. And it gives you like a better opportunity for a bait. And a lot of times that is what'll get you the grab on Falco. Will be like, he does this down air that I can't really punish. So and I got this originally from watching Kalindi VODs, where it's just like you always just pressure the landing and then punish what Falco does post landing. Or like he lands, you pressure, and then he'll do something because he's like, he can technically get grabbed out of this down air. So he's a little bit like scared. And so he's really a lot more likely to roll, spot dodge, throw out another aerial in place, something like that, and you can bait this out with your dashes, and then like you can sometimes just like go in on this. Sometimes it's okay to just like set up a nair or a drill so that he has to kind of shield right after this, or you get like the combo into it. That's fine. I just want to go into like, think of it more as like when he whiffs an area, you're like, oh, slight neutral advantage, I can use that to pressure.
Okay.
And that's why this roll comes out. And then, so this up tilt was like, there's no reason to do it. You can just keep dash dancing. You really want to like look for situations rather than play it out just because he's there. Like, Fox is the best character in the game at like laser counterplay. And so if Falco doesn't want to laser you and they just kind of want to dash dance battle you, you just win straight up. I don't really need to tell you anything about that.
Yeah,
but like, you can't force it just because they're not Like if Falco's not shooting lasers, that's a good opportunity to like get in kind of close and pressure him. Maybe be like, you know, try to get him to not shoot another laser. Like, oh, I'm kind of close. Maybe you should watch out and not shoot the other laser. You know, but you shouldn't really be like committing like. And that's a lot of times I get mad at when Fox is like, I'll just be dash dancing and they just throw out this up smash like oh, what if you approaching laser there? Then the up smash is good, and it's like, well, there's not really like you kind of give up your better dash dance by committing.
Yeah, for sure. Should I just like take the space in that situation?
Yeah, you can just
like,
take the space. Like, ultimately, this matchup is very like Fox and Falco can both sort of chill, and then you only really get a good hit on the other one when they try to like get you. And
Okay.
and that's true on both sides. From the Falco side too, it's kind of like you don't really feel comfortable just trying to hit Fox. You kind of want to like pressure Fox into doing something that you can punish. And it's really similar on the other end. As the Fox, you're kind of like, if you dash back out of laser, you're essentially just safe from anything forever most of the time. And full hop is also crazy safe. And it's not 100% safe, but you get like an 80% chance stalemate type stuff off of a lot of these, which is really, probably more than that. But like basically it's like it's really hard for Falco to just reach out there and get you. He more has to get you for trying to get him. And so there's kind of this battle where like you more want to hit Falco when he's trying to set up like a pressure on you, rather than like if you're just playing neutral, there's no reason not to just like sort of loosely dash dance pressure him and see if he does something stupid.
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay, so this happens. Edge guard. Okay, get the shine. This is interesting. So this is interesting grab here that I don't fully understand. Okay, so
I definitely meant to dash and just grab, and then I just happened to hit Lily grab anyways.
There's a really cool pattern that Kalindi uses here, and so I'm usually not a big fan of wave dash back as Fox, just because it's like his dash dance is so overwhelmingly powerful that like becoming Samus for a quarter second and wave dashing back is not usually a buff to Fox. Kalindi has a really cool position here where what he does is he does this wave dash back and then he crouches, and then if the Falco commits to this forward movement, he'll down tilt after the wave dash back, and then the laser will actually cancel the down tilt after it hits Falco.
Okay.
So that's just like if you're gonna do this, like this spacing you did was fine as long as you just wave dash back, crouch, and then look for either like take laser from the CC and to run in, or like wave dash back and you see them approaching and you can down tilt trade there.
Okay. Oh, that's pretty cool actually. Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
It's a really good pattern. I never really used it that much, and he's hit it like it's fairly new, so I just didn't use it that much playing Fox. But he's hit me with it a bazillion times. So okay, so you get this.
Yeah,
you tried to grab.
Grab.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Classic Fox.
Yeah,
JC grab is hard. As Falco, I've just never missed it a single time because it's 5 frames.
Oh wow.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, the full hop double jump is like, it's okay, I guess. I don't love it. FD kind of like basically your options here were to like do that or like go to ledge dash. And I'm like a bigger fan of go to ledge dash, but like basically like when Foxes are doing this to me, I'm like, oh, that's easy to punish. And then sometimes it kind of chaotically works out in their favor because they tap the weak back air to get like a knockdown or something. I don't think it's fantastic, but also not a huge deal, I guess.
Yeah. You're kind of limited in the corner, right? So it's
like you're kind of limited, but also like if you just like full hop backwards to ledge, you're also like pretty crazy safe.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Like this kind of just worked out for me.
Yeah, and see how like you're going for this grab here, but like nothing has been established. Like because it's like that, like it's kind of on Falco to like establish like the laser and the range and stuff like that, and you're kind of like trying to trick him into establishing it in a position that's slightly awkward for him. But like if he doesn't have the laser out, I feel like you're just so much better off pressuring him than like going for this like super direct attack. Okay. Like it's kind of like you want to like let Falco tell a story and then be like, oh, there were plot holes, you know? Okay. That's kind of like the feeling of it.
Okay.
So yeah, like going for these grabs and stuff, it's like there's no like established order of like, well, Falco lasered me and I dashed in, and then Falco thought that like after the dash in I was gonna approach, so he did like a downer in place, but I didn't approach, and then when he downered in place I got even closer and I made it look like I was gonna hit him, but he didn't think I was gonna, so he lasered in place and I nared him out of it and I shined him. Like that's kind of like more how you want like an interaction to go, rather than like, I don't know, Falco was looking a little vulnerable, so I just threw out a grab. Because those will work. Like that's the thing in this matchup that makes things hard, is that like doing bad things beats Falcos. And like that is like the hardest thing to fight against, is like when you play against real Falco, the bad Falcos do better against you because they're just picking like, I don't know, mix up 7, mix up 13, mix up 1, and they just like, they're not even like caring what's happening. And so like it can like decrease your performance slightly against like the worst Falcos to like think of things in this sense. But usually when you're good enough, like you're starting to get to the level that like you can beat all the bad Falcos off of punish game, and then like you kind of get up to a higher level of like, okay, the Falcos are gonna be like trying to do the good stuff a little bit more, and then it's easier to play with those assumptions in mind against the better players. Whereas like the bad ones, they're just like, I don't know, laser down air, and you're like, whatever, like I'll just full hop over it and drill grab. Like
there's so many of them like that. I think that's why it's like up until the level that I've got at now, that is kind of worked for me in those cases.
So in my mind, at least as like, yeah, sorry, what was that? My bad.
I think that's why I up tilt so much still, because so many Falcos were just approaching laser me, so I just turn around up tilt, they'd be jumping, and I'd do a bunch of damage to them.
That makes sense. I think for me as like a Fox player, I really made like a large distinction between like Falcos who would like just like bad Falco and good Falco, basically. Like I literally basically treat those as like two separate characters. Kind of similar to what we have to do with like, are you playing Zane or are you playing like other Marth players? And it's kind of like that, except it's like it's a little bit lower level, where it's like, are you playing like the Falcos who aren't really paying attention, or are you playing the Falcos who are like actually trying to win? And the bad Falcos, whatever, just waste them with punish and speed and, you know, up tilts. But try not to let those up tilts come out when you're playing like a Falco who's like Kalindi is guaranteed to be like trying to win neutral. And so every one of those up tilts is like going all in before you see your cards.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I think wave dash in is bad in general. I think the only time wave dash in is really good is right after a power shield. I think it's really bad otherwise. I'm always sort of praying that a Fox will wave dash in towards me as Falco. Every time it happens, I'm just like, yes, because it just gives you a hit. And I know and I know it's difficult, like, and I think this is just that Fox just messes up every other character really hard, and not Falco, and it's really disorienting as a Fox main. That it's so positionally tricky, and you can end up in these positions that you don't really like, and it's sort of a Fox player reflex in these positions to be like, no, I can win this position and like fight it out, I'm Fox. But a lot of times it's not that simple. Like you can't just kind of fight Falco in this position. You have to be like, okay, I don't really like this. I'm gonna like leave. Like I'm gonna get out of the way, and I'm gonna play another position that I like a little bit better, because like the pressure is very legitimate. Like, his
Yeah.
pressure on Fox when you're kind of in the corner and you're having a hard time, it's there. And, like, if you just sort of lash out, like, oh, I'm playing against Sheik, and, you know, she had me in the corner, but I just jumped out and hit her. It's like, that is kind of what makes Falco a difficult matchup for Fox, is that, like, that doesn't really work because of the lasers. So it's just, be a little bit respectful of, like, the bad positions that, like, a lot of times it's better to escape a bad position than try to, like, reversal out of it.
Okay.
Mostly only true against Falco, just because he's so good.
Yeah, it's like his corner pressure is really good too.
It's like, because the thing is, even against Marth, who's like Fox's other difficult matchup, is like Fox still feels like you feel like you're just destroying Marth and you're still the way better character, but then you just sometimes lose the match first. Whereas Falco's the only one where you're like, I should be better, I should just be crushing this character, and you're like, that's not really working.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, you kind of have to treat it a little bit more like the Fox Ditto, where like, when there's a position that seems kind of juicy, but like, you know it's not good, you just kind of have to like ignore it because it's like a Ditto. Like, their character is just as good as yours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with way more respect than.
Okay. So, this was okay. After a power shield, I think the wave dash in was good. The up tilt was once again just too slow for what you're doing. I usually don't even, like, at a range like this, you got the running power shield. There's not really a reason to like wave dash. You can just running power shield, like full hop or something, and short hop, try to pressure here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go through a little bit faster. I want to find more situations to talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Okay, yeah. This is just like a classic get caught situation. Not really your fault to get caught. Like here, you messed up the fair, and then you're like, oops. Just to be clear though, you can wave land back out of this laser, and you'll just be safe. You'll be safe from everything forever.
Okay. I should do that.
It's like a small thing. How do you get hits here? Okay.
I shouldn't roll into him. Like,
yeah, I was thinking that too. It's mostly roll away. He has such a hard time chasing Fox. From the Fox end, you don't really feel how hard of a time it is to chase Fox, but
I don't.
It is.
Yeah, I feel like it's easy for him to get in.
So hard to chase him. Like, have you actually looked at how close you can get lasered and dash back where he can't hit you?
No, I have never.
Oh my goodness. Okay, wait. I'm showing you this right now. This is ridiculous.
Because I don't know, and I don't know that range and that.
Yeah, like, no, this is kind of a game changer. Once you see this, you'll be like, wait a minute. Like, wait just a second. Let's see.
Gosh, it's weird to see your blue Fox.
Let's see. I played Fox in doubles at that. We need some space.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, no, I'm done with Falco in doubles. Okay. So, let's try this range. Okay, and there's that one. Okay? Check it out. Okay. That one gets me right next to him. Okay? Check this out. So we'll go back, and we'll go here. In this position, I'll definitely be able to avoid it. It's kind of crazy. From literally...
avoid that situation.
No, watch this.
Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. Yeah, that is absolutely.
And look, I can even get a little bit closer. It's kind of right in that little range that becomes ambiguous, but like, look at that.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. I did not know that it was that hard for him to like move
He
forward.
can't get in at all.
When I play Falco, I have this trouble where it feels like he's too like Fox can just get far away from me really fast, but I didn't think about like how like the laser distance confirm the confirm off laser is actually not that like.
Yeah, like I can full hop from here too.
Yeah, that's the only place that you should do an in-place full hop, right? Is where like you know he's coming at you.
Well,
or, like,
in
you
this
see
spot,
him
I can only get
you.
away with a backflip. I can't get away with in place here.
Okay.
But
oh, yeah. Like
and then,
I meant like without a dash, basically. Because like Ginger, I talked to Ginger and I probably misunderstood him, but he was like, you usually don't want to full hop unless it's out of a dash, like already. But...
I sometimes. Yeah. I think it's good sometimes, but yeah. So basically, like if you get lasered and you're like here, it's like, dude, just dash. Like you're literally so safe, it's crazy. And the Falco knows that they can't hit this. And so, like, when they're lasering you at, like, this range, they're not thinking, like, oh, that's an easy down air. Like, it's just not. Like, this is still, like, kind of, like, a neutral situation where, like, I can still do, like I can't CC because laser's not hitting me here, but like you can like CC the laser and up smash at this range, you know, like you can do all kinds of things. So it's like this is just a crazy position that like Falco, when he hits this, he doesn't feel like, oh boy, neutral's over. What he feels like is he's gonna do laser and he's gonna dash in because he knows you can't like take laser up smash here. Like the up smash doesn't come out in time, you know. So he's like, he knows that he has this threat where like you can't take laser up smash, you can't take laser shine, you can't take laser up tilt, and so this range is like the range where Fox can't fight out of the laser. And so the Falco is going to be aware that like Fox cannot fight here, so if I land this laser, I'm not afraid of Fox like naring or doing up smash or anything. And I know I have an aggressive position, but I also know that I can't catch you. So if I do this and go in with the dare, and this has happened to me 10 million times, it's just getting grabbed like this. Happens so often, it's kind of crazy. And like, yeah, I to be honest, I do think it's better to do something like that, just to like create less like this. Something. But like, or yeah, like, yeah, do like so, just something beside like just like the grab. But the grab is still not that bad. But basically it's like, yeah, you can get away every time here. And so as the Falco, I don't want to full commit to the forward like down air because of the full retreat. And so a lot of times what I end up doing as Falco here is I will do something like...
Yeah, because I was going to ask, like, if they don't down air, like, you know, which good Falcos typically won't. I'm curious as to what I should do.
So, like, okay, so what option are you thinking of? Because there's a couple options I want to go over. So which one are you
approaching laser is
what approaching
I'm
laser.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get...
Like, you get a laser, I try to dash back, and
that, right?
Approaching laser.
And so... Oh, wait, this is a fun one. Wait, I love doing this one. This is, like, my favorite one to do. Okay, let me put it here, and then I'll be here, and then save, and then... Okay.
Yeah. What? So you just get like that far away from him? That's insane.
And like, look, you can just do it over and over. He can't get you. He literally, physically cannot get you.
Okay.
Like
so
ever.
Then, if I'm cornered, like, do I try to get a hit off of this, or should I just, is my main goal just avoiding him?
So there's a bunch of options. Like you can do stuff like this, you know, like you can do that.
Okay,
and then,
so I'm not always.
And then so but the reason is Falco knows you're not gonna do this because of that down air hitting it, right? Or like the laser instant down air we just went over. So he knows you're not gonna do this, or he's betting on the fact you're not gonna do that, which is why he feels comfortable to laser. What I will say is that, like, sometimes foxes still just do this or do this because maybe they didn't realize the range, or maybe they're just reading me, or whatever. And so I actually tell Falco mains not to laser approaching laser fox ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I tell them not to do it in the sense that, like, trying to catch, like... Okay, so I think that this one is good. Like, when Fox is over here, like that one, that laser approaching laser, super hot fire. But this one is not good because Fox is too far away. You end up with this. You end up with this type of thing. This happens all the freaking time, where, like, you end up with this laser at this range where, like, you kind of get a mix-up where Fox does this or he does this. There's all kinds of things that can, like, go wrong with it. And the only time it works out is, like, Fox is like, oh, slow dash back, and he gets caught like that. Like, super, like, the slowest dash back you can think of, you know? And so it's like, it doesn't have a super good risk reward for Falco, and so like in my mind, I honestly think like you can just keep getting away from it, and then sometimes you'll get like this. This beats both of those, like this, and then like the laser approaching down air. Remember, like the backflip here beats those.
Yeah.
And then like there's no option you can really hit Falco with after the dash back, but like you're not in a negative position. You're kind of just in the same position, but moved back. So, like, some stuff will happen like this, where you're like this, this, I suck, like that. And so it's kind of just like neutral keeps repeating, and they don't really get anything out of it, and they risked literally dying, like this.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
And so it's like, laser approaching laser is kind of bad risk reward, because, like, either Fox has a hard read on your laser approaching laser, in which case they, like, attack, or maybe they're not sure, but they think you might a laser approaching laser, in which case they just do something like this. Like, you can actually just do, like, literally dash away backflip. Like that.
Yeah, I need to utilize backflip more for sure.
So it's like, and so it's like Fox kind of has like different levels of commitment that he can use to respond to laser approaching laser. Like, he can take first laser, dash away full hop, which is pure stalemate. Falco can get nothing at all ever. He can take laser, dash away, which is also a pure stalemate. You do lose stage on both of these, but on platform stages, that's like irrelevant, usually. Or it's like Fox can hard read you and attack in place. Or Fox can do the dash away backflip, like I was saying. And so it kind of is like a situation where like Fox has so many options that like don't resolve to a Falco win, that they're either like Fox can either full stalemate, like kind of stalemate with a chance to hit you, or like hard read the laser. And Fox has all of those. And as Falco, you're literally just like brain off, like dash in laser again. And so like I tell Falcos just not to do it. I don't think it's good, and like you should not really be getting beat by it unless you're playing Mango. And in the cases when you're playing Mango and he hits you with laser approaching laser and it's just so good, that's just a hard read. Like, there's sometimes you can't really, like, if he perfectly read that you were gonna take this laser and then dash back and then up smash the second laser, so he did like laser approaching laser instant down air. And so it's like sometimes you can just literally lose the mix up, like that can happen.
For sure.
But like, as long as you're not letting laser approaching laser get a shine, as the Falco, it feels like taking unnecessary risks, because you're kind of sticking your neck out and you might die, and your payoff is really low. Like, your payoff is like a shine 1 out of like 10 times or something. It's really not like what you want.
Yeah.
So a lot of times as Falco, I end up getting put in a spot more like where I do something more like this, where I do like laser dash back, and I'll end up doing something like this, where I'm like, oh, laser dash in here, and I'm kind of getting these lasers, and all of these lasers as they're happening are from the Fox's end. Like, you just kind of have to keep dashing here, and you're looking for this range where, like, if Falco gets a laser too close, like this, that's when you have to shield. Like, yeah. Because your dash back doesn't work anymore, and all of your, like, up smashes and up tilts, those types of things get stuffed. So when Falco lands a laser at that distance, that's when you shield, and, you can shield in other situations too, but that's, like, the one where, like, you sort of lost the dash dancing neutral if, like, the laser gets you there, and you're like, and you have to shield. And, usually the payoff of Falco getting Fox to shield is not super high for Falco. It's like, sometimes you get it, but a lot of times you just kind of do some shield damage, and that's it. So it's like, if he gets the laser too close, you're kind of in a disadvantage, you just shield, and then otherwise, you're kind of looking around, looking for an opportunity to, like, get in. You're looking for a spot.
Yeah, that's what I'm really bad at, is, like, which spots I can eventually hit him in,
Mm-hmm.
I get really confused, because,
so,
I just go through him, and
it's because you can kind of do spots where, like, you are kind of looking for Falco to like overcommit to something. So like for instance, like right here. So like out of this laser, if I dash back, dash in, take this laser, and I do this backwards full hop here. So I'm like do this, and I do backwards full hop. If he did laser instant down air, laser approaching laser, he gets hit. And if he doesn't, we keep doing this little laser game. And a lot of my openings are structured like that. Of like, oh, did he come in? Nope. Okay, how about this one? Is he right there? Oh, I got that one. And it's kind of like I'm sort of like trying not to get trapped in like this position. You know, I don't want that.
Yeah.
And so I'm just kind of like, all right, where are you going to go? Even if he's there, oh, you dash back. Oh. And I'm kind of looking for like maybe here. Oh. And as long as you're good at dashing out and you know that from this distance you are completely safe from a dash back, I think that actually helps a lot psychologically, is knowing that like from this distance here, even if he does laser approaching laser, dash back is completely safe. And I think so that helps because you can set up a little bit closer. And what you want is you want to get to a range where he feels uncomfortable lasering. So maybe you're like in here, and then you can get something like that. Like you want to get to this range where you're like looking, and you're like, maybe that's like a good spot. And so there's nothing guaranteed. There's no perfect range. And that's kind of like why this matchup is so hard to wrap your head around in Fox Falco, because you're like, but the range, like, there's the range against Peach where, you know, she can't touch me and I can threaten her and I just get free wins forever. And you're like, no, it's not. It's not quite the same. Like,
that's what I struggle with. Is
like
Falco I try to find that range, and that doesn't exist. So
exactly. And so many Foxes go through this other cycle where they'll like play one particular Falco who's bad at a certain range, and they're like, I'm good at the matchup now. I found the range. And then they just fight a different Falco who's like good at that range and bad at another one, and then that style is completely invalidated by this other Falco. And that's also from looking for the right range. And so it's not about looking for the magic range. It's about like, how good are you at this range at getting Falco to, you know, get hit? How good are you at this range? And being able to be like, well, I know I can keep myself safe. So as long as I can keep myself safe, I can look for spots where like, oh, I feel like Falco has like a gap in his laser timing, or oh, I'm kind of getting close enough to sort of threaten. I'm kind of trying to threaten maybe this one, oh, maybe this one, nope, maybe this one, and kind of looking like that. And that's sort of how you play the neutral. This keeps going, and the best way to improve at it is to like look at your VODs and be like, don't look at all of the laser maneuvering as much as like, what range did the laser that like ended up getting me hit or killed, like what range did that laser hit at? Because a lot of times it's like all of the previous playing and stuff like that, and a lot of times this is interesting. This is a lot of times why I think Kalindi's style excels so hard in this matchup in particular, is because he sees everything as a lot of like isolated specific situations. And in a lot of other matchups, like, oh, you're dashing at this range and they're dashing at this range, and you're like, well, you know, it's a little bit more complicated than that because, you know, you have to think about how they're going to dash and stuff. But with this matchup, when Falco shoots the laser at a certain range and it hits you at a certain range, that situation is the same every time. Like, it's like a true, like, laser, get hit, what do they do at that range? And so it's really about, like, getting little tricks kind of to be like, okay, so I'm here, but I know that at this range, bam, I can get that. And so, oh, maybe I'll try to get this. And so you kind of look for that range to sort of set stuff up, and you start getting more familiar with like those ranges. And when you're playing the Falco, you get more comfortable with like, I think that a lot of Foxes don't do this, is they're not paying attention to like how they're getting lasered. They're just like, how do I get in? How do I get in? Like, I'm trying to get in, and like while I'm trying, he's lasering me. And it's like, no, like you have to look at it like Falco's gonna laser me, and I am not gonna let him like checkmate me. I'm gonna like move around and get my dash backs, but while you're doing it, you need to be looking at the lasers. Like, does Falco, like when Falco lands a laser at this range, what is he the most likely to do? It's just like how Falco is watching you, where like Falco lasers you and he sees you dash back, And if you do this every single time, eventually he's going to start laser approaching lasering, even though laser approaching laser doesn't really get him anything. He'll start doing it a little bit more. Whereas, like, from your end, you need to watch Falco of, like, hey, when Falco lasers me at this range, does he dash back? Does he dash in? Does he go for these retreating lasers? A lot of Falcos go for, like, laser, dash in, dash back, retreating laser. Does this Falco do that? Can I use this opportunity to do something like this? Where you're like, oh, I can get in close to here and kind of bait in like that. And so as long as you know this dash back range, you can kind of start abusing their habits and like, oh, they like to do laser, laser, dash. Laser, laser, dash. And so you're like, laser, laser, run into pressure. You know, they try to do laser, laser again. First laser, they get hit. Stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, that makes... Yeah, seeing those ranges like that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so let's speed watch through the rest of this game, and then we'll get to the next one. And we can watch that, and we can watch it with a little bit more context of what we were talking about. With the laser.
We're 3 stocks to 3?
Yeah, I just wanted to look at this really quick. So, okay, not that one, because you were landing, so it had weird timing. Okay, he's invincible, whatever, I don't care. Okay, so laser at this mad close range. Like, when this laser hits, you gotta know that, like, oh, that's my time to shield, because this laser hit at a close range. If I don't shield, any option I do can get hit by his move.
And that's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm. And then it's like, okay, laser here, and you're like, okay, well... He's not going to, like, approach all the way into the corner here, so I'm fine. I would just, like, chill out and go to ledge, probably, and ledge dash. But even then, even so, you call out him... Okay, so this is like a thing that works... It works here, but I need you to not do this full dash in. Because at high percent, all I'm looking for as Falco here is dash away, backflip, back air. That's all I want.
For sure.
And every Fox in the world runs in right here to try to get this shine, and I just back air them.
It looks so funny because it's so full just dashing towards him. Like that's so reactable. You know?
Yeah, no. And especially because all the Falco wants is the wall back air there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, right here, you're kind of fighting these spots out, but, like, why? You know, like, why are you fighting that out? It's not... You haven't gotten... So, like, it's funny. It's like Falco's laser game is how you outplay Falco.
Okay.
So it's like he wants to outplay you with his laser game, and you want to outplay his laser game, like, on his laser game.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so that makes total sense.
So, like, with these lasers, okay, so... And not all decisions that aren't perfect are bad. So, like when you do this here, where you sort of jump away, and these lasers, okay, that's fine. So, here... So we have power shield, you go in here, or you have this nice frame advantage. Honestly, off of a frame advantage like that, I would have kind of wanted you to attack in. But also... It's fine when it's ambiguous. You can treat this just like he landed out of a down air and pressure with the dash dance. Your goal here, I think in particular Mango's Fox. Watch some friendlies he does, less so than tournament. Watch like Mango Fox in friendlies against Falco. He's crazy good at like getting something like this where he'll get like a power shield that's like a little slow for a true commitment. And he knows how to turn this into like, oh, bait the up tilt, immediately jump in, try to pressure. Stuff like that. That's just like when you have like that slight advantage. Okay, so it's like, well, Falco hasn't really shot a laser here, so it's like all you really want to do is pressure this landing. I like this full hop. Like, that's what you did. It's like, you're like, oh, I'm going to wait for him to land, and then he lands, and I dash in, but then I full hop over. If he up tilts or something, you go for this. This is good. That's what you want to be doing.
So it's fine that, like, I missed that, but, like, I went for, like, my idea was, like, good. It wasn't, like...
Oh, dude, okay, yeah. You're supposed to miss, like, 95% of the time.
Okay, yeah, because I feel like a dumbass missing so much of
this matchup is all misses. Like, and this is true in a lot of other spots. Think of it as, like, an even or better. Like, if you pressure this landing lag, the whole reason the full hop is so good is that if he up tilted, if he spot dodged, if he even shields, whatever, you have a really good position with this full hop. And if he just keeps moving, you're safe. So you got to cover some of his options while being safe, that's a good deal, you know? And the more times you do that, the more chances you're going to get it. But, like, dude, this matchup is all misses. Like, you're going to be full hop naring it at higher percents, and Falco just rolls, and then he shoots a laser, and then you dash into laser, you dash back, Falco down airs, you don't let him hit you, you dash back, you pressure that, you don't get the read on the laser, and you have to reset. That happens a lot. It's kind of like you're both just resetting and missing over and over until one of you guesses perfectly right. Like, you're like, okay, I was 70% correct, so we just reset to neutral. And they're like, oh, I was almost correct too, reset to neutral. And you just kind of do it until one of you's like, okay, Fox is jumping. Like, from the Falco's end, literally, it's like, I'll just roll from, like, 5 nairs or something. And then I'm like, okay, Fox is going to take this laser and do a dash back, dash in, full hop, nair, no fast fall. And then when I read that perfectly, the matchup resolves and I get a hit or something like that.
Okay.
But so it's really, like, a lot of safe reads and kind of misses as you're looking for, like, the one perfect read that gets you in on Falco.
Okay. Yeah, this is all making a lot more sense now.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Also, I can only do the hour, so, like, it's fine if you have to cut it off. We don't have time for the other two.
Okay, yeah, no, same here. I can only do the hour.
Yeah.
I think we went over some, like, super important issues so far anyway, so I don't really mind that there's, like, more videos.
Yeah, this is literally perfectly fine. I'll probably do, like, another one on, like, the other games at some point.
Okay. Sick. Okay, so what do we have here? Sometimes I like the full hop there. Let's see. Weird situation with the high laser. Sometimes, and, like, this is, like, an issue, I think, with a lot of people, is, like, they'll get in a situation like this, where Falco high lasers, and then they react as if they got hit with the laser, and then it just stalemates. This is totally fine. It's not, like, a missed opportunity. There's gonna be a lot of times where, like, you could have hit Falco, where it's good that you didn't.
Okay, yeah.
It's just normal.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, there was that
like
jumping thing. This was, like, where we watched right before we cut off before. Okay, there's the roll back. Okay, crazy up air by him.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Okay, so you come back. Oops. Oh. Okay, no comment. That hurts.
Yeah, and I like that double down air that he does there.
Yeah, same. It's actually a whole setup where he does he shine. So he slightly messed it up because he's supposed to. The issue is you're supposed to be at 10. If you're at 10, he does this, then he does the down tilt as a tech trap to get the miss tech, and he sets up into the double down air here. But because you're at 14 and not 10, the second down air knocks down, which is why you survive.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
He has this whole setup he's been working on. It's crazy.
Okay. Yeah, that's insane. I didn't think it was that the punish was that deep, honestly. I thought I was just getting hit by Falco shit.
Okay, so really quick, I feel like, because we don't have that much time left, so if the Falco defends themselves perfectly, like if they do not make an error, you aren't gonna get a real, like, you're like, basically, if all you do is dash out a laser and full hop out a laser and look for openings, you do get to play neutral, but it's not, you're still gonna feel like going for things is a little bit disadvantageous.
Yeah.
And that's just sort of natural, because, like, Falco can't really reach for you either. The way you're going to get, like, your real wins is the power shield. Like, the power shield, the way Kalindi describes it is, like, the power shield is what allows him to begin playing the game. So, like, all of this, like, dashing back out of the lasers and stuff like that, and, like, the full hop, a lot of these are just safe reads. Like, when you dash out of the laser, you're like, hey, if Falco takes the bait and he jumps in, I'll get him. Same with the full hop. If he takes the bait and he jumps in, I'll get him. But if he doesn't take the bait and he lasers and you dash back and he's just like, and just, like, lasers again or stays there, you don't ever really have, like, you can't dash through lasers, you know? You don't have, like, a way to really get in without the power shield. And so, like, all the stuff that I've been going over so far with the dash back, that's more of how to, like, avoid bad positions. That's not really the way you push in. A lot of times, if you're going to push in, you want that power shield.
Okay, I'm gonna practice power shielding probably, like, right after this, then. honestly.
And it's like, the important thing is that the power shield, and this is the biggest issue, the power shield doesn't get you a win. It's like Kalindi said, the power shield lets you play a neutral where, like, you can get a win. Whereas, like, if Falco's playing perfectly and he doesn't take a single bait, dashing back and full hopping will never, like, let you actually hit him.
Yeah, I've felt that before too. Like, I cannot do anything out of his lasers, especially versus Falco's better than me.
And it's just like a structure that needs to be, like, put in place, where it's like, if you're not doing these safe options correctly, then maybe when you try to power shield, like, it's just really easy for it to get messy. That's all I'm trying to say. And it's like, as long as you know that the dash back and the full hop are, like, there for information gathering, and if you can try to bait Falco, but it's not like basically, like, when you decide to dash in Nair against Sheik, like, sometimes, with Falco, you only get the decision to maybe do it after a power shield. Like, a power shield doesn't mean you're going in, a power shield means that you might go in.
Okay.
And this is, like, assuming the Falco plays perfect. At a practical level, these dash out of lasers and full hop out of lasers are so hard to react to that you'll get a lot of wins out of those too. I'm just talking about, like, when you're like, why can't I crack this Falco open? It's because of you need the power shields.
Yeah, alright, yeah, I definitely am just gonna get cracked at power shielding. Then.
And, like, I go over it a little bit in my... Have you watched the double laser video?
Not yet.
Okay. That is very important, I think. Because that kind of goes into, like, where Fox's power shield approaches are good and stuff like that. It takes a little bit more Falco-centric approach to it, so it sort of overstates, like, what Falco can do to defend, or not overstates it, but I'm just kind of like, yeah, as you can see, Fox can't get in on Falco, you know, but, like, clearly Fox can get in on Falco. It's just that he can't get in any of the ways that I listed in that video. Yeah. So when I'm playing Kalindi, a lot of times what'll happen is there's a lot of him looking for running power shield, like a lot of, like, looking for, like, CCing lasers, and he's trying to use the CC of the laser and the power shield to, like, get in and, like, hit me with a power shielded laser, and then he kind of looks at my response. It's kind of like you have your own lasers. Like, you want to see, like, oh, does Falco dash back? When I power shield his laser and it hits him, does he dash back out of it? And sort of, like, looking for neutral wins in that position. And it's similar to... It's basically this... It's interesting. It kind of reduces down to the same concept. It's kind of like getting a power shield wave dash in, or a power shield, like a running power shield on Falco, is similar to when Falco gets the laser on you at close range, or when Falco lands his aerial in front of you and you kind of just, like, set up a pressure. That's kind of what it is. Like, the power shielded laser is, like, neutral, but there's this laser out that prevents him from lasering again. And it kind of just gives you a little edge in neutral to win. But ultimately, you know, you're going to have to, like, actually win the neutral. Rather than, like, perfect range, dash dance once, nair, oh yeah, like, which is like every other matchup in the game.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. It's insane.
No, Fox just destroys most of the characters. It's
yeah, he does.
Not fair.
It's so, like, crazy. Yeah, I'm literally used to being able to do whatever I want, basically, you know? Like, I feel very free, but Falco's, like, job is kind of to make me not feel that way.
And if it makes you feel any better, it's the same from the Falco end, where, like, lasers just, like, obliterate the whole cast, and then Fox is so fast out of them, and he has, like, super fast wave dash out of the power shield, and he has a crazy running power shield, all kinds of stuff like that, and it's like, Fox is the exception for Falco too, where you're like, this just beats every character except for that darn Fox, like, and so it's kind of like a mutual rivalry feeling between the characters. You gotta just embrace that rather than being like, from the Fox side of like, oh, Falco's just this dumb exception for me. It's like, nah, Fox is the dumb exception for Falco too.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, absolutely. Fox is so dumb. He's a dumb character. He's so good. That's why, like, I need to, like, be more conscious. Yeah, this matchup specifically makes a lot of sense, because I definitely play Fox in a way where, like, I believe he's the best character, and sometimes I get a little too out of hand, and I feel like
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
hurt most
And
of it.
usually that's good. Like against
Yeah, for
Sheik,
sure.
you need that. You don't want to treat Sheik like an equal. But Falco,
Yeah, not at all.
you really have to. It's a tough mental barrier to get past just because you practice. And it's like not only it's like Falco, it's like only the good Falcos. It's like the bad Falcos is like a 70-30 matchup for Fox, and you get to cheat like you do the other matchups too.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just really important to stay focused on like, no, I need to outplay him off the lasers. Like, all those little greedy things are what make me lose to Ginger, and I'm not gonna do them, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Yeah, okay, so we're about at an hour. Do you have any closing thoughts or questions or anything like that?
No, not really, because I think I like, you've been very clear. And then if I have like any very specific questions, I'm definitely gonna listen to this again, like in a little bit.
Yeah,
while I'm, like,
and
practicing take lasers, and then I'll probably think of more like questions that I have. You know what I mean?
and like if you get like, let's say you get like a clip of like a laser spacing, I don't mind. Just send me the clip. Be like, what do I do here? Like, this laser spacing is awkward, and it's sometimes the laser spacing is just solvable, and sometimes something happened before the laser spacing that created that, and so that's kind of just all you have to look out for. But yeah, send me any of those clips, and I'm down to like look at them and try to help you out, stuff like that.
All right, sick.
All right,
Thank you.
sick dude. Sounds good. I will talk to you later.
Yeah, just message me your Venmo or whatever.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah. Peace.
peace out.